And it's like you're running in place. You're not really going anywhere. You're just using up all of your energy to not move forward. You have to feed the mind, the soul, and the body. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Destiny. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to avoid burnout while still staying disciplined. To start out, what is exactly burnout? Burnout is when you are feeling overwhelmed, lack of motivation, you're feeling a little bit of stress, you're tired all the time, you're irritable, and you have some sort of block going on, whether it's a creative block, you just aren't feeling yourself, you feel like you can't keep going or putting in the work to do whatever it is that you need to do. So while discipline is very important and is the key to achieving our goals, if you overwork yourself, you will just undo all the steps that you have done to get to where you're supposed to be. All of the work will be wasted. So you cannot overwork yourself just to try to accomplish a goal, because it does more harm than good. Three main causes of burnout are overloading yourself, a not good balance between work and personal time or your personal life, and also ignoring the signs of stress and burnout. So to start with the first one, if you overload yourself with work and tasks, it can be hard to focus on one at a time. You will lose motivation to finish any of them. You have to minimize your task and set realistic goals so you can keep motivating yourself and keep that discipline going while still accomplishing small tasks in order to get to the big goal. For the second one, lack of balance. When work is your sole focus and you are neglect personal time, family time, friendships, self-care, you will really experience burnout because you are not well-rounded. You are not giving time and love to all areas of your life. You're only focusing on work, so you don't feel stabilized. Like you have to be able to ease your mind to rest, to eat healthy, make sure you're getting enough sleep, make sure you're talking to your friends. You have to feed the mind, the soul, and the body. Which leads to the third one, stress. Ignoring the signs of stress. If you ignore what your body is telling you, what your mind is telling you, what your emotions are telling you, you will only harm yourself more, which can lead to more issues, whether it be mental issues, emotional issues, or even physical issues. Like when someone goes to the gym and their body is telling them that they need to rest and they overwork themselves, you could pull a muscle, you could sprain an ankle, like you could just overwork your body. You have to listen to your body when it tells you that it needs to rest. Same with mental rest. Like when you need a break to just sit back and relax, to take a nap, to watch a comfort show, to think about nothing, it allows you to reset and to prepare for the work that you have to do in the future. But if you just ignore it, then you're only going to make it harder for yourself later. And it's like you're running in place. You're not really going anywhere. You're just using up all of your energy to not move forward. You're just staying where you are. So rest where you are, build up the energy that you need back, and then continue to move forward. A few tips to help out with burnout. You need to make your one big goal and divide it up into smaller tasks. Sometimes when we have a huge goal set, it can be intimidating or overwhelming to seem like, how are we going to get all of this done? So when you divide that one task into smaller tasks, you're like, okay, I can get this done, I can get this done. It is easier to accomplish, and mentally you are more prepared to do those smaller tasks. And as you are finishing each task, you have to celebrate your wins, your small wins, your big wins, to keep yourself motivated and to further your discipline in order to get to where you're trying to go. Number two is prioritize and plan. I write a to-do list all the time. It could be a grocery to-do list. It could be a to-do list I need to do for the day, a to-do list I need to do for the week, monthly to-do list. I'm always writing and rewriting to-do lists. So whether you need to write a to-do list out, you need to get an app, you need to write it in your calendar or your planner, whatever it is you need to do so you can prioritize which of those tasks are more important and which ones can wait and which ones you can clearly see. Because if you just keep it all in your head, it is going to get jumbled up and you're going to either forget something or it's going to just be jumbled. You need a clear set visual of what it is that you need to do and what it is that you need to accomplish. Number 3 is practice self-care. Like I was saying, managing work and personal time. Self-care could be anything from reading your favorite book, eating your comfort food, watching your favorite movie or TV show, going for a walk, exercising, doing yoga, resting. Napping and resting is not only associated with being lazy. I don't want you guys to get that confused, like, oh, I can't rest because I'm gonna be looked at as lazy or I'm wasting time. No, rest is essential. Rest is very important to recharge yourself and to gather back the energy you need in order to keep going. So you have to incorporate self-care so you can also take care of yourself, whether that be physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is that you need to do to take care of all of yourselves so you can keep going and accomplish this goal and stay disciplined. Number 4 would be establish boundaries. Some things you have to say no to, even if you're saying no to yourself, not just only other people. If you set too high of a goal or too high of a task, or you're just so tired you can't get it done today, you have to push it off to tomorrow. It is okay to say no, and it is okay to change up the plan a little bit. Which leads me to number 5, you have to take breaks. It is okay to say, I'm only gonna work for 2 hours today on this specific task. I'm only gonna work 30 minutes right now, then I'm gonna take another 30-minute break and get back to it after. Like, you have to give yourself grace, whether that be you worked for 6 hours straight, you know, whatever it is, or you worked for 2 days in a row, you took a day off, got back to it 2 days later. Whatever it is that you are doing, you have to have intervals and breaks so that you can get yourself together and focus on the main big picture instead of overworking yourself like you're a freaking rat on a wheel. And also, while you're on your breaks, like when you are thinking about your whole plan as in its totality, you have to be flexible. You have to give yourself grace. Sometimes deadlines aren't gonna get made to a certain degree. Yes, there are some things that we can control, but there are also things that you can't control. So you have to be mentally prepared to be like, okay, this is fine. I'm still doing what I need to do. I'm still making progress. Which leads me to the last thing, mindset shifts. Most things are about mindset. How is your mind? Is your mind stable enough? Is your mind mentally clear? Is your mind strong enough to handle what is to come? So you have to focus on progress, not perfection. It is okay if things are not executed flawlessly, as long as you are making continuous progress. That is what matters most, and that is where you are going to see your rewards and the most growth in whatever it is that you're doing. Not trying to do something perfectly, because when you try to do something perfectly, you waste time when you may not have all of the essentials that you need to do it perfectly. But the only way that you're going to get those essentials is by doing. So you have to do first. You have to do it not perfect first in order to eventually get to the perfection that you may be looking for. Next, you have to stay grateful. Gratitude is so important. It allows you to keep your faith strong. It allows you to see the bigger picture, keep your eye on the prize, and it also allows you to just be appreciative for the things that you have that you already have, that you have already done. And it just gives kudos to yourself and just to the blessings that have come into your life. You have to always practice gratitude, whether that's meditating, whether that's journaling, whether that's praying, whatever it is that feels good to you. Gratitude will never ever be a waste of time. It always allows you to clear your mind and focus on the positive and not on the negative. Because when you focus on the positive and not the negative, you can see challenges as opportunities for growth versus failures. You know, not everything is meant to harm you. Not everything is meant to damage your progress. Some things are meant to challenge you in order for you to grow, so you can prepare yourself for what's later to come. Because things don't necessarily get easier. They get easier because you've learned things along the way, so you can apply what you've learned. But the challenges that come later require a little bit more energy, so they feel harder, but you just have to see it as a learning lesson. That is the only way that you're going to mentally survive the setbacks and the challenges that come your way when trying to achieve a goal. So that is all that I have for how to stay disciplined and how to avoid burnout while doing so. If you have any tips, your favorite methods, a story where you were burnt out and you continued on, please leave a comment below. And thanks so much for listening, and I will see you guys next time.